Generally, hearsay evidence, which is an out-of-court statement that's offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted in the statement, is inadmissible under the Federal Rules of Evidence, or FRE. However, an admission by a party opponent is exempted from the definition of hearsay. But what about a statement made by a person acting on a party's behalf? Is this type of statement exempted? The Ninth Circuit considered this question in United States v. Bonds. Barry Bonds was a professional baseball player who used anabolic steroids and other illegal performance-enhancing drugs, or PEDs, during his career. In 1998, Bonds started working out with Greg Anderson, an old high school friend. Anderson provided Bonds with various supplements to improve his performance. Also, Bonds gave Anderson several urine and blood samples at Anderson's request, which Anderson then took to the Bay Area Laboratory Corporation, otherwise known as BALCO, for analysis. In 2003, the United States began investigating BALCO in connection with distributing illegal PEDs to athletes and altering the results of drug tests. BALCO's records established that Bonds had tested positive for steroids and other illegal PEDs. Later that year, Bonds testified before a grand jury regarding Anderson and BALCO. Bonds denied knowingly taking steroids or illegal PEDs. The grand jury then indicted Anderson for illegal steroid distribution, and he pleaded guilty to distributing PEDs to professional athletes. Subsequently, in 2008, Bonds was indicted in federal district court for perjury and obstruction of justice. In the case, Anderson refused to testify against Bonds. The government then sought to have the BALCO employee who received the blood and urine samples testify that Anderson told him they were from Bonds. Bonds, through his lawyer, moved in limine to exclude the testimony based on hearsay. In response, the government argued that the statements weren't hearsay because they were admissions by a party opponent through an agent or employee. Following a hearing, the court granted Bonds' motion in part and excluded the statements. The United States appealed to the Ninth Circuit.